Hey guys, in this video, I want to take a look at some of the biggest unanswered questions in Dragon Ball. This is not a top 10 list, but rather 10 questions I've always wondered about. Now, there are plenty more out there, but these just stand out to me. In the manga, we learned the legendary martial art tournament called Tenkaichi Budokai. And when we first see it, it's the 21st tournament. Well, what about the first 20? In the anime, Kame-Sennin is said to have won it 50 years ago, but it's not really canon. We do know of one, Akuman. So I just think it would be fun to see who were other powerful martial artists of the past. For fans of the manga and the anime, you know him as a human with a third eye. But did you know he was actually part alien? That's right. According to the Daizenshu and other encyclopedia books, Tenshinhan is a descendant from a race called the Mitsumejin, or three-eyed race. But it has been translated to Triclops. He basically is human, and he's kind of a hybrid of the race, meaning he's not a pure member of this alien race. A pure Mitsumejin has never been shown. Now, as this is never stated in the story, you don't really need to know it or even care about it. But basically, it would be an interesting thing to expand upon of Tenshinhan's origins.
ブルマにも言ったが、俺が生まれたのは親たちがここを抜け出してからだ。しかし、確かにどこか懐かしいような気持ちのいい場所ではある。
How aware are the Namekians on New Planet Namek of their Daima origins? It's understandable that Piccolo, Kami-sama were unaware, as they didn't even know they were originally from planet Namek. From what we've seen, many of the Namekians are quite young, and it was actually Saichoro who pretty much knew everything about their race, including Kami-sama and Piccolo's origin. Though the new Saichoro is also quite old, did he receive any knowledge upon becoming the new Saichoro? After meeting Neva and seeing his loneliness, I wonder how many of their kind have forgotten their roots. What do people think of all the death and destruction, being resurrected countless times? So there are many, many innocent bystanders in Dragon Ball. Often our heroes use the Dragon Balls to bring them all back. In American comic books like Superman, the general public is well aware of superheroes fighting villains. But Goku and gang are pretty much not in the limelight, and not many people know who they are or that they're the ones saving the world. So it's just something that always made me think. People get resurrected and go, wait, wasn't I dead? Or now I'm back again. Or a loved one dies. And then somehow, redo that one. Or a loved one dies in some unexplained explosion. And then they just come right back home, afterwards. What goes through these people's heads when all this craziness keeps happening in their world?
で、なんか用？
なんか用じゃねえよ。危ねえだろ。いきなりぶっ放しやがって。危うく死ぬところだっただろうが。
死んでくれてもよかったのに。
なんだ おめえというやつ
We know that gods of destruction were once inhabitants of their universes, as seen with Topo training to take over for Belmond in Universe 12. However, an interesting thing is that Beerus and Champa are brothers, and Beerus doesn't appear to be from Universe 7 originally, as Champa knows nothing about that universe. So what universe do they originate from? Universe 6? Are other members of their race as powerful? We've seen in the Dragon Ball Super manga Zama's being recruited by Goasu. So, who recruited Beerus?
大丈夫。わしは死にはせんよ。不老不死の水を飲んでおるからのう。しかし。いや、すまんが眠っててくれ。無駄な死人はこれ以上増やしとうはないからの。不老不死の水などありゃせんよ。嘘じゃ。
Kame-Sennin is over 300 years old, as is his old friend and former fellow student of Mutaito, Tsuru-Sennin, the Crane Hermit, also Tsuru-Sennin's younger brother, Tao Pai Pai. But how did they manage to live so long? Kame-Sennin supposedly drank an immortality elixir, but right before confronting Piccolo Daimao, he tells Tenshinhan about it only to admit that there's no such thing. Now, I've seen fans argue over this for years, but the truth is there is no actual canonical explanation. Furthermore, we have no idea how Tsuru-Sennin and Tao Pai Pai lived so long. Did they use the same thing Kame-Sennin did? Or did they use other means to achieve longevity? Has anyone else ever achieved Migate no Gokui, or was Goku the first mortal to do so? Now, we do know it's a natural ability that the gods possess, most notably the angels and even the gods of destruction, though the gods of destruction have difficulty mastering it, which is why they don't have true ultra instinct like the angels do. You know, Whis, for example. Whis, you don't ever see Whis getting punched in the face, but Beerus, he's fast, but he still gets hit on occasion. So, have any of the other gods done it? Or any other mortals for that matter? Or is Goku truly one of a kind? What type of universal threats did the other universes face? Who were their Friezas, Cells, or Boos? The Tournament of Power introduced us to the best of other universes, most of whom were heroes in their universes, meaning they most likely faced threats over the years that they had to overcome and get stronger to defeat. It would be quite interesting to see those rogue galleries.
まさかあのフリーザが宇宙一を誇る我が一族を超えるものがあったとでも言うのか。ならばその者の息の根必ずやこのコルドは止めてやるわ。
Frieza and his father ruled over the universe, and even Beerus recognized their strength. Frieza was known by many as someone you should avoid at all costs, especially when Kaio-sama learns that that's who Goku and his friends would have to face if they continued with their mission on Namek. Then we meet his father, who appears just as powerful as Frieza. So, what race are they? Are there more of them? A canonical cooler, perhaps? Frieza stated that he had never trained and was naturally powerful. Does this mean that his race is naturally gifted? With Frieza attaining a new power-up in the manga, maybe we'll learn the truth someday. The true meaning of the green Super Saiyan aura. Now, for those of you who know the old Brawly films, you know that Brawly's green hair and aura was because he was the legendary Super Saiyan, essentially the true form of Super Saiyan. However, it is not canon. Toriyama did not write that. By the time we got to Dragon Ball Super, we got Kale, who was essentially a female Brawly from Universe 6. Though this time, nothing was said about her being a legendary Super Saiyan. It was just an homage to Brawly. When Brawly was made canon in the film Brawly, we once again see the green aura, but with no explanation. This time they don't mention him being the legendary Super Saiyan. However, several years after this film's release, something has always stood out for me. When Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue from Super Saiyan God, there is a moment where you see green aura surrounding him before going blue. For me, I've always taken this as perhaps the whole legendary Super Saiyan means there are connections with Super Saiyan God. The power is clearly God level power, and maybe those born with green aura can naturally channel Super Saiyan God without needing to go through the whole process. So I know what you guys are thinking. Hey, wait. That's not all of them. There are so many more unanswered questions. I'm sure you guys are yelling in your head saying, he didn't mention this one. He didn't mention this one. Well, yeah, there are probably lots more to mention. So comment below, what are some unanswered questions in Dragon Ball that always made you think? You really want to know, what was that all about? As always, like, subscribe, and share. Turn on notifications so that you never miss a video. And see you soon.